Hey, Luke and Rafa. So my question is in regards to communication. Now, myself and my partner, because of work, we are very distant, and from time to, oftentimes we don't really get to spend the time that we want to or communicate the way we would like, as close as we'd like to. So how do we go about our communication, especially because my partner works far away and, it's not easy for our relationship? Thanks.
So we don't communicate the way we would like to communicate. That's the whole point. Once again, we're proving to you that it's a very hard thing to accomplish. We see that it's completely a physical relationship, meaning, when you see the other person, when you get to talk to the other person, go out together, and you spend time together, because you have body language, and people may say, okay, but we can do a video call and I will see the person's body language. Okay, but I mean,
it's not the same.
It's not the same. You can't, as I said, you can't call that a relationship. It's quite hard. That's why he's struggling to, really make that work.
I think also this is another problem that happens sometimes with couples, the work, career, maybe you're in a very good place now career-wise and you are focusing on that. So you need to see where your priorities are. Do you want this relationship to work? Then you have to make time for the relationship.
Exactly.
And if you have to let go of some hours, some extra hours that you work, so be it. So you need to decide which is more important in your life right now. Is it your job or is it the relationship? So
unfortunately, this is what we see. Career is in here in the middle, and everything else and everyone else revolves around that, including relationships. So whatever relationship I get into, it will have to work according to my career. So that's career will always be at the top. Is career important? Absolutely, no doubt about it. But you always sacrifice your relationships, sacrifice your spouse in the name of a career. So as you said, people have to choose. They'll have to choose. Okay, some couples make it work because they are very close, they live in the same town, and it can work for both of them. Fair enough. So we live close to each other, we live in the same town, you don't work that far, we can make it work. And we know there are husbands and wives doing that on a daily basis. They both work and they can make it work. But we're not talking about them. We're talking about those who decided to get into a relationship where both are way apart from each other, and it's a bit hard to make it work. So you have to see what your priorities are. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
That's it.
That's it. That's pretty much it. Okay, we have one more question that we're going to watch now. Let's take a look and see what this young lady what question she has to ask.
Hi, Luke and Rafa. How can you feel appreciated in a long-distance relationship? Because it isn't the other person saying that they don't want to be near you because they've moved away. Thank you.
Well, is that what they are saying, perhaps? Because they moved away, they don't care about you.
It's just the fact that the person moved away and she feels that's
maybe in her case, that's what she feels. Yeah, she feels like, well, it differs from situation to situation. It seems to me that the person didn't even care. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna move away. It wasn't a problem. It seems, I get the feeling that it wasn't a problem. It wasn't like, oh, I have to go and I'm gonna miss you so much. It's like, yeah, I have to go. How can you feel appreciated?
Wasn't even brought up in a conversation to be discussed and see how we're gonna make it work and so on and so forth.
It doesn't always mean, she says, it doesn't mean that they don't care about you. It doesn't always mean that. Sometimes the person had to go, it's work, it's for a moment that they have to be far from each other. It doesn't mean the person doesn't care about you. Now, if that's what it means in your situation, then you have to reevaluate the whole relationship, because it's impossible to feel appreciated when someone doesn't care whether they are with you or not. So perhaps you shouldn't be in that relationship. If your case is the guy just, okay, this is what I have to do, bye. Then perhaps you shouldn't be in that relationship. If that was the reason, then...
Yeah, and even if there was an agreement, my question is this: how can there be even appreciation when you are far away from each other?
Yes.
How can there be appreciation? How there can be friendship? You name it.
Anything that a relationship needs.
Exactly.
How can you have when you are distant? You know, I was even reading something that says that when couples are apart, even married couples, when they are distant from each other, they grow fonder of each other, some of them. I'll explain to you why they grow fonder. It's not because they love each other more than those who are close together. It's because they don't fight. I mean,
Yes,
if you have a set time for you to talk, let's say FaceTime, you made time for that, usually you are on your best behavior. You know, you're not gonna go and online to fight with the person. So you don't have disagreements, you don't have fights. That person rarely annoys you, which happens
As I
in every
mentioned before,
relationship.
it's with the idea that we avoid the problems that many couples avoid when they are together. But that's not real. That's fake, because for how long will you be able to keep a long distance relationship? For how long? Now, by doing this, we avoid a lot of headache and struggles and being upset. It's true, perhaps, but that's not a real relationship. That's not a really real relationship. You can't call that a relationship. Now, I think Rachel also mentioned that when they spend too much time away, apart from each other, when they come together, it's hard to make it work.
Yeah.
Why is that? Simple. Because they didn't make preparations. They were not prepped for that relationship. They thought that all they had to do was share some nice stories, call each other and talk about, their day. I did this and I did that last week, so on and so forth. Send love messages to each other. But they were not, when they were not getting to know each other. One may say, but we can't do that over the phone. We can't do that over Skype. We agree to talk once a week and talk about each other. Yeah, you can do that. But it's still, you're not there with that person to see that person close range, to experience that relationship as you must experience. Because even though we advocate here intelligent love, we know very well that love is about also feelings. And when you're close to someone, you may feel something. You may feel that something's not right. You may feel that everything is right and you should go for that relationship. So you have that experience. You're close to that person, you see the way the person is, you can feel and sense whether this is going to work or not, based obviously on an intelligent decision. You make that decision not only because you're feeling, but also because you're feeling, you are analyzing what you're feeling and go for that. So how can you do that when the person is on the other side of a telephone call or you name it, a Skype call?
It's so true, because it's like this. Some people, they stay in a long distance relationship, seeing each other from time to time for a very long time. And they say, we know each other very well. You do not. I'll tell you why you don't know each other very well. Because when you talk to the person, let's say by Skype, nothing unusual happens. Nothing that wasn't anticipated happens. And when you were together, you were dating, and you see the person for a while, you see that person in different circumstances. Let's say you see the person with the family. You see the person with something that annoys him. How does he react when he is annoyed? You don't know that. You only know, it's not like you're talking on Skype and then someone comes and starts picking a fight with the person.
You need different environments to get to know the other person. Because behind the screen, the person can calculate every single move. And as she put it very well, so let's go and experience different environments. Not just a restaurant where you're eating, not only that, family, I don't know,
challenges,
church or public places. You see the way that person will react, you see the way that person will move around or go about it, or behave in that environment.
Yeah, when challenges present themselves, difficult situations,
Exactly.
how does the person deal with them? How is the person with you when they are going through those problems?
Because we may be chatting here, I don't know, and we are in a restaurant or in a public place, but something around us may happen that will upset me. And though with you I'm very lovely, I will go, berserk or wild, and you are going to see a different side of me.
Which you can't see if you're just doing long distance.
So you need to force that relationship to be into, not a relationship, pardon me, force that partner to be in a different environment so you can see how that partner will go about it. So in a nutshell, it's quite hard to work. Long distance relationships are very hard to work, with few exceptions. When the couple has made already plans that after a few weeks or a few months, they will be together, and that's not going to work, which is the case, and that's going to work. Which is the case perhaps of that young man who mentioned about his girlfriend having to move. Though she may miss the family, I don't know if she made that decision consciously and she was aware of that. She should, but that's the kind of thing that can perhaps work when you know what's going to happen. Okay, after a few months, few weeks, I will be together. I'll go to where you are. From there, either we'll get married for if they are dating, or if they're already married, obviously they will continue their lives together. All right. If you want to send us your questions, whether written question or now with the the so famous video messages, you can send us your video messages also to questions@lovetalkshow.tv or to our Facebook page or Instagram account.
That's right. So,
and you can follow us on YouTube also, subscribe, like it, and share our YouTube videos. We have our previous shows available on our YouTube channel. And one more thing, we now have our radio show. That's right, Love Talk Show on libertyradio.co.uk. libertyradio.co.uk. Every Wednesday at 4 p.m., myself and Rafa, we are on air. Love Talk Show on libertyradio.co.uk. So that's it for today. It was very nice to be with you guys. Until next Saturday, see you. Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
And that's all for today's Love Talk Show. Be sure to tune in next week to learn more on how to love intelligently.
This program is brought to you by UCKG.